Hello, social media world. My name is Josh Reed, and I'm coming to you today with a second video. Count them, not one, but two videos today. And this one's really kind of what I want to cover when you're not motivated. You need to have a backup plan, and that backup plan is called discipline. I know that it's very hard to stay motivated day in and day out, but when you look at professional athletes and you look at people who are overachieving in their fields, one of the things that we always have to keep in mind is that they're not always motivated to do their job or go out and really perform at their highest level. But one thing that they've done is that they've trained their mind and their bodies to be more disciplined. So on those days that you feel bogged down, that you wake up tired, or that you've just put in too much or felt like you've put in too much, that kind of discipline overrides the motivation. It's more of a knowing what you need to get done and just going out and really doing it. It's something that we always need to think about when we don't want to wake up and try to continue to accomplish our dreams or progress forward, and we just kind of want to kick back and say, you know what, I can do it tomorrow or I can do it the next day. And then unfortunately what that ends up doing is it causes inconsistencies. It also causes you to put things off longer than you need to. I myself have been guilty of doing that. And it's not going to be perfect every time, but that's why it's so important to train your mind into saying, no, I have to do it. This is something that I want to do. And the reason should be your passion and your love, but also because where you want to be in 10 years, what you want to achieve in 10 years. And when you start putting stuff off, eventually you get into this kind of repetitive cycle of doing it, and you're losing areas that you could otherwise be progressing in. And it's really hard to stay motivated. I mean, when you really think about it, if you go out all night and drink with your friends and you wake up next day with the worst hangover known to man, you're not very motivated. But that leads back to discipline. If you're disciplined enough, you're not going to go out and drink with your friends all night and wake up and not be motivated to do the things that you need to do to become successful. And it's hard, it's challenging, and it's going to take you a lot of time to kind of get that in. I mean, when we talk about being disciplined, it goes from not just, physically disciplined, but mentally disciplined. And I think it really starts more mentally than anything else. I mean, your body's going to do what your mind tells it to do. And if your mind is saying, oh, well, not today, and you really let it eat at you and just start making excuses of why you're not doing it because you're not motivated, or because you want to let situations and things like that complicate it more than what it already is, it's just kind of going out and getting it done. And that's where the discipline really sets in. And when you do that consistently over a period of time, it no longer becomes a thought process of, oh, do I get up and do it? And then you start kind of like just dragging yourself through the day. It's almost like a sixth sense, if you would. You just get up, you do it because you know you have to. And I think that is something that we need to input into our daily lives and understand that is the only thing that is going to continue to make us move forward. If we can't do that, no one else is going to do it for us. I mean, as much as we want to sit there and listen to motivational and inspirational videos, and have the cheering from our life cheerleaders, if you would, so our tens, the people who are constantly pushing you, they can only do so much. It ultimately comes down to you making sure that it gets done. And the only way that is going to happen is to understand that you're not always going to be motivated, and you need that backup plan to where you've trained your mind and ingrained it so much so that it becomes just second nature. And that's really disciplining yourself. Bruce Lee spent hours upon hours upon hours of practicing his skill, his craft. And it's the same way with us. Whatever it is that we decide that we need to do or want to do, we need to do it so much so that it becomes just second nature to us. And in order to do that, you have to initially get over that mental hump, but you really need to find passion and love for what you do. And after you do that, it gets easier. At first, it's going to be hard. Like I said, it's going to be a challenge. But as you do it, and the more consistently that you do it, it will become easier for you. And then no longer are you going to be questioning on those mistaken nights that when you go out, that you know that you have to go up and do something, the next day to be productive and progress for your future. Because when that starts hitting your brain, when you start disciplining your brain to do that, you're not going to make the same decisions that you typically would. If you're not disciplined, you're not going to go out and do the things that you know are going to impact your next day. And I think when you really put those two things together, if you could be motivated and disciplined at the same time, you have the best of both worlds. You have something that a lot of people don't have. And you really need to capitalize on that and push forward every single day. And the more you do it, it'll almost be like this kind of wave that in 5 years you're going to question, wow, I can't believe that I've done it. I can't believe that I've gotten here. And if you really break it down, it came down to you being motivated about what you do and the fact that you love it. And then the second part of that is going to be that you disciplined yourself and you gave yourself a chance to really succeed. So take these words for tonight. It's a very short video, but I hope you enjoyed it. And my goal always is to help people out, motivate them, and inspire them to live their dreams. So if you have any questions, you have any comments, I would love to hear them. You can always message me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course right here on YouTube. Until next time, we will have a good night and see you soon.